Okay, step 2, reopen Bambu Studio. Make yourself a new project, look at your blank plate. Make sure that your preset worked, that you're looking at the Bambu X1 carbon, the textured PEI plate, and your custom PLA preset. And find your STL. I put mine in the downloads folder. There it is, d.stl. Go ahead and drag that right into Bambu Studio, right onto your plate. Roll the mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out. Left click to orbit the view. Middle click and drag to pan the view. Good, now find the scale tool and set the largest dimension of your model to be 10 millimeters across. 10 millimeters is going to be a nice quick print. Okay, now come on up and click this Slice Plate button. Slicing will switch you from Prepare mode into Preview mode, and it will slice every 3D model on your plate. What does slicing mean? Well, click this vertical slider and drag it down, and notice that your letter gets shorter and shorter. And if you can't see, zoom in and drag it down again, and notice that we are going back in time to the very first layer of your print, the bottom slice, and then we are building your print as we drag that slider bar up all the way up to the top, the end of your print. So slicing is turning a 3D model into layers of plastic goo that can be extruded from the extruder. Okay, let's print it already. Click on this drop-down arrow and choose Export Plate Sliced File. Export it to where? Well, grab the micro SD card out of the printer's user interface, and this can be a little fussy. You've got to push in with your fingernail until you hear a small click, and then the SD card will spring out, allowing you to retrieve it. Place the micro SD card into the SD card adapter, and then put that into your SD card slot. And if you don't have an SD card slot, look around for the SD adapter, which will then get you to a USB that you should be able to stick into your computer. Phew! Why use a micro SD card instead of just using the Wi-Fi? Well, our super secure Wi-Fi does not work with these printers. Okay, now you can click Export Plate Sliced File. Choose your USB drive, which is that micro SD card, and put your file on it. Give it a name that you can recognize, and the file extension .3mf, 3D manufacturing format. Click Save, eject your micro SD card, and get it back into the 3D printer.